love. If you've seen any of my Ravenclaw posts, there is a deep resonance with the profound juice or transcendence of actual divine love. You can tell by the woman when she's holding the raven or the crow at her heart that it challenges all superficial ideas of what love could be. And it's more a reverent flow as deep as the ocean and as profound as the stars in space. And it emanates through your soul and your essence and every cell of your being. The first time I really felt love, or I thought I felt love, was from God or from spirits. And then I was like, oh, that's what love is. But the first time I really felt it was with the dragons. And it blew my mind. The depth and wisdom and soul that they possess and carry was a feeling we're dying for. There was never a human story or emotion or experience that even came close to what they had to offer. And after experiencing that, it was not some superficial... Lucifer saying it was because they didn't end up manifesting into the physical or into the flesh. And it was evanescent and not lasting. So it was still superficial. But on the surface level of things, it was out of a human norm, out of a spiritual human norm. If Star ever had felt anything like that, she would have easily been somebody I could have like a conversation with. And instead, just flat. Everything's flat. I need to get this story right. Because it emanates everything about Lucifer and Elijah. The difference between a dragon that is seen as the most evil creature in existence versus a human on the planet of Earth in the year 2021. So I'm out picking blackberries because I'm preparing to make an Archangel Kamael pie. And they're just starting to get ripe now. And so I'm coming and I'm testing them. And I'm finding where am I going to source all these blackberries? Am I going to get them before other people do? So I'm going through all these thoughts in my head. How am I going to be able to make one pie with like nothing but duds? Okay, because they're not ripe yet. And So Elijah comes along and starts, I'm forced to channel him some more as he's trying to tell me he'll do a reality show or something else to make up for everything that he's done. And Lucifer comes along and goes, well, aren't you the master of empathy? And he says it in such a snarky way, such a snide, sniveling, ungracious way that Lucifer hides behind my back in fear of Elijah stabbing him. In fear of Elijah knife raping Lucifer in the astral planes. Because that's how Elijah responds. And that's how most humans are responding. Like Lucifer can't even say something honest. In a funny, making fun of you tone. Because nobody understands like life or love or forgiveness or even humor. Aren't you the master of empathy? Just a snide comment like that triggers Elijah's astral body to stab. So I had this other story about Elijah, and it was a really funny joke. Ravenclaw's about intelligence. And here Elijah is coming to me in the astral planes, telling me that he's going to be in Ravenclaw. He's going to have the intelligence. The intelligence to build his own tree off the planetary grid. And ascend via Ravenclaw. Okay, this is a muggle that doesn't even have enough intelligence to pick up a wand and point it to himself and go, intelligentsia. I'm sorry, I totally blew that, but still, it's fucking funny. Again, let's try this delivery one more time. He does not possess the level of intelligence to pick up a wand, point it at himself, and go, intelligentsia. And you begin to understand that intelligence begets itself. Always. So that's what I did when I got my first wand. So I know that that's the download from highly intellectual beings to start creating their magical platforms. Oh my God. Okay. So I have these dragons, and I'm doing all their paperwork. And I'm getting prepared to set up the mental body installation. And I'm wondering, and I'm going through one of my dragons. One of my dragons is Root. And Root is a Ravenclaw dragon. And I'm thinking, do I have to do the 50 mental body install on Root? And Root is a hell dragon. And then Root, it feels so weird that one of these like red hell dragons is going to have like 50 layers of this like blue sheen mental body thing going on. And Root shakes it off and he goes, rah! No, ew, I don't want that. And I go, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's gross. And then Root goes, I want this one. The cobra head body. The 500 layer black Sheen mental bodies. And that's Ravenclaw for you. No, I don't want the 50 mental bodies. I want the 500. Where I become an Auror overnight. And then we talk about abundance and intelligence and not having a full cup. Man, Root did me in 5 seconds. 5 fucking seconds. It was one of the most powerful teachings I got in life. No, not the 50, the 500. Zero hesitation. So, next thing I want to talk about is mental divergency. So I'm walking down the path. Now, we already established that part of the Ravenclaw Nexa program is to have an established, a concrete 10 layers of mental divergency capacity in an individual. Now, Kelly operates off of a mainframe of 13 layers of divergency on a daily norm. That means every single thought in her body, every single thought or decision she makes in existence is operating at 13 levels of divergency from the social norm. That means she is ascendio. Because she's out of the HODE program. Now, this is even divergent from the spiritual social norm. Maybe it's 5 layers. We'll see. 5 layers up from a spiritual ascendio norm. So I'm walking down this path. And I'm wondering why you need I know why you need that many layers of mental divergency. So you don't get caught up in dogmas or spiritual dogmas and you just ascend. And you make a more intelligent choice based off of less superficial data. Year after year, it compounds into like Hogwarts. Elaine is really funny because she operates like on a daily level of maybe 5 layers of mental divergency, but in some capacities she goes, sometimes I'm 500. And that's how I've experienced Elaine through the years. So just know that. Some of these older crones can be highly, highly intellectual at a benevolence and loving level. Now, so I'm walking down this path. Let's finish the story for the 3rd time. And some guy walks by me. And I'm triggered daily. Every single time somebody walks by me, I'm triggered on the energetic level. Because I'm in my fear bodies, in my Gaber bodies, dealing with cleaning up knife rape at the bottom of the clippeth. So every single time I walk somebody, or walk by somebody, there is knife rape between us. And I have to feel it, or I have to prevent myself from ever sending it and cut it off and cut it off and cut it off and cut it off even more. Now, when you're in the higher levels of your mental bodies, and you're in mental divergency protocols, your brain does not trigger go knife rape. It goes lava, clean up the knife rape. Lava, lava, lava. So 10 layers of mental divergency instead of reiterating bad karmas consequently every minute of every day. So that's the main lesson. Let me talk about mental divergency on another level. A movie producer looks at you and looks at your age. Oh, she's 30. Oh, she's 40 and she has like 2 wrinkles. That's not acceptable. Even if you're the most qualified and talented human for that position or role. So that person gets locked up in HOD programs instead of being mentally divergent and be like, that's the one. That's the one with juice. That's the one that plays with the blood. That's the one that's going to show up to practice instead of get drunk the night before a rehearsal. That's the one that's going to clean house. That's the one who's going to be the glue for everybody else instead of looking at their fucking skin or skin color. Or their hair. Knowing that all of that is just very, very superficial vanity has very little to do with the energetics to push reality forward. All right. Love and compassion and forgiveness. There's a very keen teaching here. It's highly undeveloped. Once upon a time, I was on a plane and I listened to an overly fat, boring Middle West woman who was white. Kind of white trash. She was talking about this program she was doing called Radical Forgiveness, where they just forgave everything at all costs to themselves. And I found that bizarro and beautiful at the same time. Because I'm a spiritual person, but I'm also a spiritual person. I'm not full-on condemnation. But I am like boundary. So I'm sitting in bed today and I'm feeling in all the new Ravenclaw energy starting to come in. And I'm thinking, thank God. This is so different than Gryffindor. If you even have the intelligence to choose Ravenclaw, remember, intelligence begets itself. There's a hypocritical component to that, believe me, but still, nonetheless. All right. So, but I'm feeling all the love and the light coming from the air and the smartness and the forgiveness component instead of the overly oppressive, tyrannical Gabriel pushing on you at all costs to purify every cell of your body. Okay, so Gabriel feels awful, but it produces Jesus, produces ninja. But here's the flowing love of energy coming through. Finally, after 9 months of torture, and I'm in a space of zen and peace. And I'm no longer responsible for every single problem on the planet. That's fucking bullshit. Okay, so I am okay, but I'm in my happy zone. Because now I feel the light coming through. And I hear Elijah go, I'm sorry for everything I've done for the last 15 years. I treated my best friend in the astral planes like crap. I had you murdered and knife rape tortured. Please forgive me. And all the thoughts in my head go, I want to. And in my heart, which is now protected by Gabra, goes, no fucking way. Because I can forgive myself for not forgiving a fucking knife rapist. And that's where hypocrisy ends and self-love begins. Now, on another note, seriously, that's life. So Elaine, oh, I need to go get Baby Yoda. All right. So this was this year's Christmas magic. Yoda balls. All right. I got this ornament and I had to have it sent to Elaine because they wouldn't send it to the UK. At least it was too late. You the boss. All right. But we also we got the green Cobra Acid Yoda balls stuff going on as well. Now Elaine decided, because we are doing a lot, we're doing the Rube Goldberg setup with Yoda balls. So Elaine got me these and sent them with Yoda. It's a blue crayon for Ravenclaw, because she's a Ravenclaw. And then orange one. And I was going, orange? I wanted red. Like, what the fuck are you doing with Hode? Okay, so there's this secret teaching. There are a couple teachings where there is no such thing as a Ravenclaw muggle. Let me explain. If I am intelligent enough to buy a wand and go, intelligentsia. And figure out how to make magic work, there is no such thing as a Ravenclaw muggle. Okay. Oh my god. Because they will figure it out. Believe me. There is this other component. So we have here we have Hesed, and then here we have Hode. Now, if you're a master of Hode, somebody like Michael Moore, or Michael Burry, or Alex Lightman, or Nassim Haramein, I forget how to say his last name. So you have these scientists or overly intellectual dudes, and they are not griffins. They're like Michael Moore could kind of be like a griffin. That's not a griffin, okay? So you have these highly intellectual people that are masters of Hode or scientific thinking and new ideas, and they vibe off of the air frequency, but they haven't done their Hufflepuff brain cook. Oh, Elon Musk, same thing. They might not be great people, but they try to be. They aspire to it. So these are all like super hoders, super hodes. Once they do their Hufflepuff brain cook, and we get them their DNA to genetically evolve, they can climb up to Ravenclaw very quickly. Because their brain already operates off of an intelligentsia spectrum. So there's that component. So, like, never forget that Ravenclaw is just made up out of masters of Hode. Chess masters. We still have to cook them out, though, because they have snake brain. There is one more teaching, or two more teachings I wish to elucidate with the crayons. This is a demon in hell planet, level 4. That means the average person has about 4 layers of demonic activity preventing them from their own success on a baseline. That means they'll commit a crime, lie about it, commit another crime to cover up the lie, and then commit another crime to cover up that lie, and then commit another crime. It's just endless. So that's about the standard before they shoot themselves in the head or the foot. And so that's like a normal demonic behavioral pattern. Remember, people who don't pass Hode are liars. They lie. Instead of going, I'm going to seek for the truth, they go, I know the truth, it's this. Here is my block of dogma. I am unchangeable in every capacity. I am rigid at all cost. And then they're not like heroic about it, which is even worse. Okay. There are people like Elijah that have demon in hell level 50 on this planet. So you know when you're in Ravenclaw, you have to be smart enough that the person or the muggles digesting your information have like 4 layers of like psychosis. Like, somebody is going, oh my God, I know. So they have like 4 layers of demons that prevents intelligence. And it's like, like Elijah has 50. I don't even know how to explain that. Why? So when most people, like when you land on a demon in hell planet, a smart Ascendio looks at everybody else and goes, I'm going to get smarter. I'm going to go angel and Ascendio. Okay, so less demon. Less demon means more intelligence. Okay. So Elijah did the reverse. I don't know how to deal with this. Elijah explore a planet, he goes, I'm so sorry, you guys. Demon in Hell 50. Demon in Hell 50. And then life will be good. I can't even. I can't even. Okay, so we understand what Elijah did. And it might have been a psychosis trigger that like I'm safer if I'm Kylo Ren than if I'm Harry Potter. But then he becomes Kylo Ren on himself in life. And that's never intelligent. All right. The last teaching is this. Somebody says they can't stand that I just showed the tags. I know. I was going to cut them off, but it's better this way. Is this a red Kabbalah band? Like, no, it's not. But it's a magic where I got an intention as I was walking down the street, and then I tied that intention to my stuff, and then I do the knot magic. All right, so I have them on my ankles as well. Forgiveness, truth. We do not forgive those who are not truthfully on a path of redemption, who cannot admit the truth of their actions or their behavior, that cannot admit the truth of their sincerity in actually shifting or changing their behavior. So forgiveness comes to those with authentic, truthful choice of redemption, path of redemption, and not anything less. We can forgive them in our hearts, but not in reality. Because somebody who goes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to knife rape. That's how Lucifer sees it. And then manipulates you into believing that they're sorry. Is just gonna knife rape you again. And on this note, I'm walking down the street, and I usually get these mannequins that are dressed in a specific cloth, and I'm getting the spiritual teachings for the prince. And this last one was the 3 or 4 mannequins that were dressed in leopard or jaguar attire. And we go, we're on the path of ascended mastery, legit. And it's actually on the cloth that's also the jaguar print. And then we're good to go. Okay, so it's been changed, and now it is the color of Veratasurum charm. There is an opal on the Australian opal auctions that is for Elaine. It's probably like a $30,000 opal. And this is for Elaine's Dragon Queen necklace. We haven't even told Elaine this yet, but It will come. And it's the color of Veritaserum. If you look on my Facebook, the Veritaserum charm is more like blue with hints of cobra acid in it. So it's the truth charm, but burning through everything else. Okay. So all of these people, the mannequins, are dressed in Veritaserum, and then they're all standing on a checkerboard. The finish line flag. And there was a really cool teaching here. The truth shall set... Fuck. The truth will set you free. And that's the finish line. Master Veritaserum charm, and we're good to go. It will even help find and build our elemental templates. And that's the grid. Collie Wren, out.